India. He's got extensive experience in transforming the travel industry and leveraging cutting edge technology. So, a little bit about Shom. He's consistently positioned Travel Live India as a leader, offering innovative solutions to travelers. So, today we have the opportunity to explore his insights on the evolving landscape of travel and how technology, especially AI, is shaping the future of his dynamic industry. So, nice to have you on the call, Shom. Thank you so much for taking out the time to actually join us on this call. It's really nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you, Dhanesh. Thank you for inviting me.
Perfect, perfect. So without further ado, we'll get started with the presentation. So just to let us know, let our panelists over here know how this presentation is going to happen. We're going to talk about various slides, like you can see on our screen right now, and we're going to go ahead and ask Mr. Shom a couple of questions to get his insights on each of the slides over here. So let's start. As Ayush, would you like to talk about this slide right now?
Perfect, perfect. Cool. No worries. Thank you so much for that introduction, Ganesh. So yeah, thank you so much for that introduction again, Ganesh. Right. So at Engati, I think I'd just like to proudly announce the first thing that we've done. Right. We've recently last month we won and been recognized as Meta's India's Tech Partner of the Year in 2024. So this is a prestigious award, very prestigious. Shows the personality that we've developed as a business since we've started since a long time. The recognition also, I think, in a way validates our efforts into revolutionizing the customer service engagement processes, making it faster, smarter, and I think in a more conversational way, as we would like to put it, right? So yeah, we've empowered companies to provide seamless customer support, updates, and resolution queries, and I think this is a very good testament to it, right, Dinesh? Wouldn't you agree?
100%, 100%. We're really happy to be one of the Meta Tech partners, and it's really good for a lot of our customers and our partners, as you know that you are with a trusted partner moving forward with any of your Meta services, especially the ones that we're into, which is chatbots. Now, coming into the next slide, which is about artificial intelligence, which meet human touch. Now, this is which is something very important and also involves Mr. Shom Sen Gupta. So, I'm going to give you a little brief about the slide over here. So, one of the most important aspects of AI in customer service is ensuring a balance between automation and human touch. This is where intelligent agent routing comes into play. So initially, AI chatbots handle basic queries, offering customer quick responses 24/7. For instance, when the customer in this example requests a late check-in, the chatbot immediately acknowledges the issue. But the true power of AI is knowing when to hand over the conversation to a human agent. So there's a lot of debate going on whether can AI completely replace a human agent, but we feel it should really go hand in hand. So as you can see, the agent can step in to provide personalized service, arranging a late check-in time, which ultimately reassures the customer. This blend of efficiency and empathy ensures that travel companies like Travel with us can manage high volumes of requests while still offering a human touch when it's needed the most. It's a perfect example of AI enhancing the customer experience without replacing the human element. So I've got one question which I would like to add over here, and I would like to get Mr. Shom Sen Gupta to answer this question if he would. So Mr. Shom, travel can be unpredictable. You've got flights get delayed, plans change. So how is AI and the chatbot, especially tools like the chatbot you're currently using with Ingati and real-time communication, etc. So it's basically we've learned this from you when you wanted the entire agent routing with our chatbot itself. How has that helped Travel Live India handle these common challenges?
So, first of all, let me say we are on a journey, right? So it's not that we have developed the perfect system. Travel is one of the more complex industries in the sense that in order to give a holistic experience to our clients, we need to coordinate with multiple agencies. So there are airlines, there are hotels, there are transport, and everyone has their own systems. And so unless we establish a connection with those systems, it is very difficult to automate the whole experience. But we are taking baby steps, one step at a time. AI does help, but as you know very well, and maybe others attending the webinar also knows, it really comes with the quality of data that we are able to feed in. right? And that is the most vital thing. So we are very focused on updating our data constantly, like flight timings, like statuses, and so on, and the tour itineraries. And our clients, I think every month they're getting a little better experience than the previous month. But it's a journey, and we are really at the first few steps. We need to go a lot further.
I'm really happy to hear that from you. And just want the panelists also to know, and everyone that is watching us also on LinkedIn Live, that Mr. Shom Sen Gupta actually signed up with us last year, and he was one of the pioneers in the travel industry to take that initial step. And it's been a really good learning, also seeing how his bot has progressed on this and the number of people that he's talking with. So, thank you, Mr. Shom, for sharing this insight. So, Ayush, I'm going to move on to the next slide right now, which is streamline support and faster resolutions. Would you like to tell me a little bit about your experience when it comes to this entire aspect?
Yes, 100%. So I think I'd like to also credit Mr. Shom a little bit about his, I think, matureness in terms of AI and him talking about, I think, how it would require data to be trained on, right? So I think that also comes from the technical background that he is with, right? I think that is one of the challenges we face currently, right? That data is not in place for most of the hospitality industry and travel industry. But right now, I think, like Sean also rightly mentioned, right, where AI is transforming the operational part in the travel industry by ensuring quick replies. I think reducing workloads of humans in a way, right, and also creating and working on the most essential part of hospitality is timely responses in the concierge service, right? I think travel, hospitality, all of those come hand in hand, right? So right now, what I think Shom's team is currently doing is right now focusing on humans doing the higher value task, right? Reducing the workload, personalized assistance is what we're looking for, right? On an end-to-end basis. So I think Sean, you coming from a technical background, you understanding AI and technology so much. I just like to quickly ask you maybe what kind of advice would you like to give out to other travel companies, hospitality companies looking to improve their customer engagement programs, operational efficiencies, and especially in today's competitive landscape today in India and around the world?
Hmm. So Ayush, one thing we need to remember is that travel, I mean, hospitality is a different business altogether. I mean, travel is probably a subset of the hospitality, but hospitality might definitely include hotels, might include adventure tourism, obviously includes travel, and travel then has a lot of different sectors. So travel life focuses on uh, pre-booked departures, fixed departures, right? So that's our business. We don't do so much of customized. Only about 5% of our revenue is in customized tour. What we do is we will have pre-booked departures, group tours, fixed itinerary, fixed inclusions, right? So for us, it's one type of a journey. For people who focus more on individuals, which in our parlance we call as FIT, they have a different journey. One of the advantages of a group tour is that there is less customization. We allow customization probably 5 to 10%, whereas people who are in uh, customized groups, they allow customization 50 to 60%, right? So they have a way more difficult journey, AI journey, compared to what we have. uh, Ours is more like, this is the package you need, but if you want, you can get business class, right? If you can book business class, or if you want, we can upgrade your rooms, or if someone wants, he or she can have a single occupancy rather than sharing the bed. Only three or four such things. So for us, it is not that difficult. It's a combination of what our backend system is able to cater, and then how we are training the engine, the Ingati engine in our case, to respond to those queries equally. Obviously, hotel reservation is a totally different ball game. I think many hotels are also using AI in a big way, at least for the uh, rack reservations. And I mean, I keep watching. I have a few friends who are in the hotel industry and senior positions, etc., they keep sharing their problems, and I keep sharing our problems. At the end, it is the same. I think it boils down to two things: how well do I know my customer, that individual who is on the other side, and how much data am I able to intelligently store in my database. So I think this is the generic problem, right? Whichever industry you come from.
I think quite rightly put, right? Dinesh, I think you also being from that industry would, I think, resonate with what Sean said.
Definitely, definitely. Like what Mr. Shom said, the guest service, which is so important, and of course, getting this. Actually, it's good that we mentioned about the entire response aspect and the service aspect, which comes to the next slide, which is real time responses, basically on this entire aspect. As there's one thing about booking directly and booking on the website and handling things on your own, but there's another thing as what if you need some changes at that time. Like for example, like Mr. Shom said, you want to upgrade your room, you want to get an early check-in, you want to do that. Then what do you do? Basically, it's so difficult. As live-in travelers like myself and yours, you realize the issues arise only when you decide there are some certain changes in plans and unexpected changes. So actually, Ayush, I would like to ask you this one question about your recent trip in Dubai based on real-time responses. So I understand you faced a certain issue when you landed at the Dubai airport when you took a flight from here. Could you tell us about it? I know it got resolved after that, but what if it didn't get resolved? So if you can just tell us a little bit about it, then I would definitely love to ask Mr. Shoma a question with that. So let me know, Aish.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think, yeah, thank you so much for reminding me about that insane thing. But yeah, I recently traveled to JITEX, Dubai, and yeah, I flew using Air India. And I think one of the things that I got was a notification of my bag getting checked into the flight. Right, when I received and when I reached the Dubai airport, I was standing at the belt and I was not able to collect my luggage because there was no baggage on at site. Right, I waited for three flights long, right? I think around an hour, and then I had to travel back to the baggage information where I showed them, okay, look, this is where my baggage is. Please help me find it. Eventually, it got sorted, but that one notification or that one message helped me, put my point across saying, okay, the bag was loaded into the aircraft. It is not left in the Bombay airport. So yeah, I think these kind of notifications, these kind of real time scenarios actually help me work through my trouble. But yeah, glad that made the point of it, Tanish.
Yeah, would love to have, if you even had, maybe you had booked it through Travel Live, you could have even gone on the chatbot and just said that I have an issue over here, and there'll definitely be an agent which would help you and on how to go, because I've done it with so many people. This is something that we've actually seen. It's just why human agent and chatbots will go hand in hand. As okay, you can't be fully tech, because what if your luggage is lost and you just at that moment, at that very time, you have a meeting to, what do? You need to speak to someone, and you need to be assigned to that person who's handling your case over there. So I'll push this question to Mr. Shom. Looking beyond technology, what are the biggest challenges that you've seen in traveler expectations over the past couple of years like this? Like in your experience, what are the challenges and how do you feel they could be overcome?
Look, the challenges of travel, I think technology is the least. Uh, we all remember the challenges that this industry went through during the pandemic. And after that, um, in most countries, travel is back to very close to normal, very close to peak, peak before COVID. But still there are some changes. Uh, there was this almost like pause for 2 years, right? And uh, frankly, we all understand, we all realize that we have changed since then, right? Not only as travelers, but also as professionals, as workers. All of us who, all of us have become much better in keeping and fostering relationships from a distance. We were forced to learn that, but now that we have learned it, we have now come to almost like a hybrid mode, right? So we know much better how to keep friendships, how to keep professional relationships from a long distance. Uh, as far as travel is concerned, um, a lot of the industry is still very touchy about uh, being able to manage the risk of something like this happening again, right? So we have realized that it can happen. May not be a pandemic, but it can happen. Uh, we have also seen inventory coming down and hence cost of travel skyrocketing. We from in India, from our own experience, we can see how the price of hotels and domestic airlines have shot up really significantly if we compare to pre-COVID, right? And this is we at times say that, oh, they are ripping us off and trying to get back all the profit that they have lost in 3 years. I mean, I don't want to comment on that, but I know for a fact that inventory has not come back to pre-COVID level in every case, right? So that is a challenge. Um, it's a huge influx. Being in travel industry, it's good for me, good for companies like us, that there is a huge appetite to travel. Almost every state in India is experiencing a record amount of tourists every year, and also outbound tourists. I mean, my company is focused on outbound tourism, so we only do international trips. So that's where I have data. Uh, that has also shot up. People have become more choosy. People want the best of online as well as person to person experience. So they expect both. It's not either or. It is not either or. My company ends up doing most of the bookings face to face, offline, because the packages that we sell are often, 5, 8, or 10 lakhs, and people don't want to buy a 8 lakh package just like that from the website, right? But although we have to keep that level of expert communication offline, they still expect everything online. So if they don't find it online, they're not going to book online, but they need everything online. They need to be in a position almost to click on the button, but they won't click on the button, right? So we need to satisfy them in the both ways. People do send Facebook messages or even respond to Insta at, say, quarter to 12 at night, after they have finished their dinner and watched their Netflix. They expect you to reply in 15 minutes, right? They ask for the itinerary and they expect you to do the itinerary. Now you can automate a part of it, but beyond the point, after first 2 or 3 questions, you actually need someone to actually respond because it's a deep question. So service orientation has gone up, expectations have gone up and are going to go up. And why not? We are getting the same that type of a service from other places. So we as travel providers also have to provide that service. But it's an exciting time because people are willing to travel, people are paying to travel. So we need to do whatever to satisfy them and catch the share of the market.
Yeah,
Exactly. It is actually a very exciting time that we are in when it comes to the entire travel journey, and even there are a lot of things which have happened which even we didn't expect. Like talking, coming on to the entire next aspect of this entire presentation when it comes to the entire tailoring journeys aspect of it. So I would love Ayush to actually let us know a little bit about the Incredible India bot that we did, which actually shows the entire progress of where travel has reached, where we've got the government of India actually coming to us and telling us to build out an entire bot for Incredible India to actually showcase the entire every single aspect. So it knows that there's an increase in travel and tourism in the country. It knows that there's an entire uplift in it, and it wants us to actually get something out there. So, Ayush, would you be able to present your screen and actually show what we're talking about when it comes to the entire increase in the entire travel aspect in India?
yeah, most definitely, Dinesh, if you just allow me to present my screen. And while I get my screen up, right, I think Sean, like you rightly mentioned, travel is increasing, everything is increasing in space. Luckily, the government of India has also recognized it. I think the prices and everything has led to a more international focused journey where people want to, travel international, like Tom rightly mentioned again as well. And here, government of India is also trying to particularly strive here and provide all the international. So I've just sent a hi message here, right? Where people nowadays are expecting immediate replies. So I just send a hi message. And I can have a complete bot journey displayed. So I can just click on find destinations. I can click on states in India, and even to the aspect of where I can particularly have featured states. So all the featured states that are available for the month of, let's say, October or Diwali season, I can click on them. And in a very, I think, aesthetic kind of a way, using WhatsApp carousel template messages, we'll be able to browse through the different offerings and options that are available to visit India. So at the core sense of things, I believe everybody on this meet would know Incredible India, right, as the initiative by the Tourism Ministry of India to boost tourism in India, right? About multiple things that you could do. Let's say as these things, I can also have CTA buttons or actions linked with it and other things. So I think, like Sean mentioned in the first aspect, where you can only automate it to a couple of questions perspective. I think this has changed a little bit right now, Sean, with KeySense GPT, and I like to show it to you live here along with our viewers on the call. So let's say, for example, I'm the first time visitor to India. I'd say Taj Mahal is one of the most attracting things to visit, right? It's one of the seven wonders of the world. So I'd say maybe where is the Taj Mahal on the bot, right? So here, with the data that the government of India provided or any company has to provide to us, we can set boundaries of what the bot can reply from. So you can create and upload website links. Like you can see, this is the source where it is getting the data from. So I just quickly like to maneuver through the answer. It says Taj Mahal is located in the city of Agra, which is the state of Uttar Pradesh, and other details about it, right? So to prevent hallucination or wrong information being provided, we can particularly train the bot saying, okay, this is the website, this is the document, this is a PDF, this is what you can refer and give out contextual answers from. Right? And this can also keep the conversational flow. Let's say I ask maybe which is the nearest airport to it, right? In a very simple sense. So you just keep in mind that I've not mentioned Taj Mahal or anything else, but it will still try to remember the context. And as long as the data is fed into this, I'll be able to directly get the response of, oh, right, yes. This says Agra is the nearest airport, and the second nearest is Delhi airport. So these kind of conversational flows, right, is what we can set out. And not only this, giving out responses, but understanding their intent and nudging them in the correct direction, right? So I think Incredible India's main motive is just to educate travelers coming to India, not looking to sell mostly. But if you're even looking to sell, utilizing this is by intent identification, maybe nudging them towards a trip with Taj Mahal views or North India views could essentially be in practice. So I think, yeah, this is a quick overview of all of these things as to what we are doing with Incredible India. I'd love to talk more about it, but I think this leads me to one question, right? I think travel domain is trying to adapt with with technology, with the travelers' needs being changes. But as travel trends change, right? How has Travel India, specifically, Sean, tried to keep up with the changes, and how do you ensure that the personalized experience for your travelers still remain at the top-notch level? So I'd just like to hear 2 cents about that, maybe if you're comfortable.
So one thing we need to keep in mind that
So I think that we've lost.
sorry, I was booted out, but then
Okay, you're back. Great.
brought back. Yeah. So I used to answer your question. One thing we need to keep in mind is that the real experience of the traveler is when they are making the trip. I mean, yes, obviously we need to give them ease of booking, ease of answering questions, but then the quality of the experience is where they are staying, what food they are eating, what are the locations they are going to, what is the kind of transport. So a lot of focus goes into the actual operations and logistics of the trip. And then comes the secondary level of expectation, which is if something goes wrong, how can we bring it back? And then the third level, which is if they have a query, how can we answer that query? Right. So we always keep these three different tiers. One is the 24/7 operational support, right? And people are, I mean, a group could be in Latin America, another group could be, say, in a ship in the Arctic zone. So complete different time zones, and they might call us up or ping us at any hour, and we need to be responsive. Um, we need to plan it properly and execute it thoroughly. That when they arrive at the hotel, everything is done. When they arrive at a restaurant, things are booked, etc. So we spend a lot of time in that. And the secondary part is that their queries. How can we handle their queries, whether it's a SOS for help or whether it's just a query, right? So these two we need to constantly keep doing and keep improving. Travel is a very on the ground thing, so things happen, right? Despite your best effort, things happen. I'll give you one example. Today, in fact, in the office, there was a big issue that we have a large group who's visiting Turkey and Greece, and they were supposed to take a cruise in Greece from one place to other, to from Mykonos to Santorini, and the cruise got cancelled. Right, so I now have 40 travelers stranded in Mykonos with the tour leader, and we have to now take them in a flight. Right, so these are operational challenges that happen. Right, local disturbances, strikes, weather, things don't go right as planned, beyond our control. But people will book with us because they will see that, okay, this happened and Travel Light actually could overcome this problem and still give us a good experience. So that's what travel business is all about. Constant firefighting.
That's really actually really nice to know. And for everyone listening to us, even on LinkedIn Live, one thing Mr. Shom has said, that if there's any issue, he'll of course take care of you. He's of course armed with our Ingati chatbot, plus with so many years of knowledge when it comes to travel. And the worst of fears he's been through with his customers, and he's got them through it. Like he's clearly mentioned that he even got them on a flight. So whatever it is, he'll make sure that you'll have a really good vacation, and a really good travel trip when it comes to that. And actually, that brings us to our next slide, which is smarter routing and faster solutions. So this is exactly what the entire thing what you said, Mr. Shom, it covers it completely over here. When it comes to the entire smarter routing, that understanding who has actually taken this particular trip and routing them to that particular agent, or routing them and connecting them to the person who can handle that entire query immediately. And that is something which is really good, and it's the need of the hour when it comes to the entire travel and hospitality domain over here. You need customer success to go hand in hand with technology. You need guest service and technology to go hand in hand for that. Which brings me to my final slide, which is the future of travel and hospitality. And Mr. Shom, again, thank you so much for answering so many questions. I'm just going to leave even with one last question to Mr. Shom, which is, in your opinion, what do you think is the future of the entire travel industry right now? Where do you think it's heading? Because you are a domain expert when it comes to this. You've taken up technology from our side. Where do you think the entire future is going?
Um, so, um, so we see two trends. One is that people want to plan much in advance. I mean, we used to see this in Western countries long back, that in Western countries, in US and Europe, people will book their tours 9 months in advance, right? And they all said they know that next year, summer, this is what I want to do, right? And obviously, if you can book that much early, you get the best rates and all that. But that means that things do happen, right? Accidents do happen, family commitments do come in, so there will be last minute cancellation. So that is one part of it, that how can we support those travelers who are trying to book 9 months, 12 months in advance. On the other hand, there is a generation, or there are type of people who want to plan a travel in 7 days time, a big international travel, right? They have the flexibility, they have the affordability, of course, and they are ready. I mean, in many cases they are visa ready. If they are visa ready, they're saying that, can I do it next week? And our backend don't always are able to cater to them, because we have a sort of a historical sense of, tours get planned 6 months in advance, get full 3 months, etc. So if somebody says that, can you book me a trip to Azerbaijan day after tomorrow, we fumble, right? But these are the type of new client expectations coming in, and we need to be able to support them, right? And extreme personalization. Uh, when I say, I mean, travelers are always, I mean, every individual is every individual, right? So that was there. When I say extreme personalization, how much data of the client do I have with me, so that I can answer the question which I know from my experience he's going to expect, right? And that's going to, so the answer to two different clients could be different based on my understanding of the client.
It's actually really nice to know. Thank you so much for answering this question, Mr. Shom. So, to all our panelists out there listening to us, you can understand that when it comes to Travel Life, when it comes to Ingati, we are hand in hand when it comes to the entire future. We are AI first and we are tech savvy. When it comes to the entire guest service needed, or when it comes to the entire technology aspect, it all completely goes hand in hand together. Thank you so much for joining us. We're always available at ingati.com if you want to come and get a demo. We are extremely experienced when it comes to everything tech and hospitality. And of course, please do visit Mr. Shom Sen Gupta's company, the company travelliveindia.com. You can see the logo, it's on the right of me, right over here. And you can head, and you know that you will be completely taken care of, because it's tech and it is guest service with experience moving hand to hand. And we can guarantee that you'll have a very good experience with both of us. Thank you so much, Mr. Shom, for your time. It was really nice getting all the insights from you and hearing from an industry expert. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Shom. Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you.